Okay, so it's probably about time that I spoke to you about the first camping trip we had in the Hero Camper Ranger, and we went to this caravan park called Lucksall Caravan Park, which is in the Hereford area. So in future videos, when I'm more organised and know what I'm doing and we kind of got track of things, I hope to give kind of more overview of the place that we stay, which I will do a little bit in this video, but the main focus is going to be on kind of how we got on with our first trip in the Hero Camper Ranger. And I guess a little bit of a spoiler, didn't get divorced, the kids didn't kill us, or we didn't kill the kids, and we're looking forward to going again, so clearly not too bad. Okay, so start off talking a little bit about the campsite itself. So again, Lucksall Caravan and Camping Park. It's an affiliated club with the Caravan and Motorhome Club. I think it cost us £160 and we stayed for 4 nights. It's a really nice site. My son even said, look, it looks like a little village. It's nice and closed, it feels safe. Everything is very clean. There's like a shop and a bar, restaurant-y type of thing. Obviously it was open, but social distancing was in place in there. Not always so good on the outside with people staying there, but the site was kept really, really clean, and you know, the toilets are really clean, the grounds are well maintained. There's a kind of dog walking route that's supposed to be one way, but there's a theme here, people don't follow the rules, so they weren't always going one way. I hardly ever, actually no, I never, no, once I think I saw some dog poo there, and the reason for that I think is not necessarily always all about the owners. I regularly saw wardens walking those routes with bags and stuff, and I'm assuming we're picking up any waste that people didn't want to leave behind. We had a grass pitch in the kind of camping section because that was all that was left when I booked it earlier on in the year, so it was all tents and everything around us. We had electric hookup but didn't use the electric at all. Part of my test was to see how well we could do off-grid, so just using the battery on the Hero Camper itself. I only had the 30 amp hour battery, so a small battery, to see how well it lasted, and then obviously using gas for cooking. And the whole way through the battery was full almost all the time. We had really good weather, so just a single solar panel, which is 150 watts on the front, did a fantastic job, so no issues there. The only issue really that we had with the site, and I still think we will try and go back again maybe in the future, was one, I think because we were where all the tents were, there was a lot more, well, a lot less care for what was going on, so people playing around and kicking footballs and throwing frisbees and everything. So my car did get a little bit damaged, but I was able to kind of fix that myself after by polishing out some of the marks, whereas in the caravan and motorhome section there's less, I guess, grassed area for people to be encouraged to go and play. And really the only issues we had with the campsite were other people. So it was me and my wife and 2 children and our dog. Our dog in general gets on with most dogs. She doesn't really bark or growl or try and go and meet other dogs. But we had over a dozen different incidents of people not keeping their dog on a lead and or not keeping their dog under control. So by not on a lead, that's pretty obvious, dogs just running around, and all dogs are supposed to be kept on a short lead at all times. So we had a dog just come and walk into our campsite, which then obviously frustrated my dog. Dogs off leads, big dogs being walked by small children that weren't under control, but then pulling over to where my kids were and where the dogs were and kind of playing up. So that was really the only stressful bit, and put a bit of a downer on the trip, was just other people, you know, not being considerate of others, which, you know, is just people. So we'll see how things go at other sites. In terms of the Hero Camper Ranger itself, absolutely brilliant. Towing was effortless with my Polestar 2. So if you haven't seen my other videos, I have a Polestar 2, it's an electric vehicle. This site was about an hour from where we were where we live, and no issues towing. I put down below the efficiency for that towing. So again, remember that's the Polestar 2 with 4 adults and a dog in there, plus some luggage, and then the Hero Camper Ranger, also full with you know, fridge, Yeti coolers, bedding, awnings, all that kind of thing. So you know, a decent weight to it, but it worked really well. As I mentioned earlier, no problems with power the whole time from the onboard battery. Obviously the lights are really efficient. I was expecting that the main thing that would cause me problems was the fridge. So I have the 12-litre Kroning's Hero Camper fridge, and obviously it is a compressor fridge, so it should be quite efficient, but it was really hot. I think one of the days it was like 35 degrees or something. But again, that fridge was kept super cool the whole time. We had it set to 0 degrees and it was around 0 to -1 all the time. The food was nice and cold in there, so no problems. Again, all just running from the battery and being powered from the solar. Absolutely fantastic. The side awning, the Thule 5200 side awning, we had the 3-meter awning. I actually slept in there because we don't have our rooftop tent yet. So my wife and kids slept inside the camper. So my wife and son in like the king size bed, and then my daughter on the pull-out bed. They all had great night's sleep, except for the first night. My wife ended up opening the door because she said it was too hot in there. So again, the Hero Camper Ranger is really thermally efficient. It's supposed to, you know, keep warm down to -21 degrees centigrade, and it was hot. So we just learned, you know, need to open the windows and the vents earlier to kind of keep things nice and cool in there. I slept in the awning, no problems whatsoever. The only couple of things about the awning that, if I had an option, and I may change this because I'll mention it in a moment, is the rain blockers. The sides are fine, and the fronts, they do meet in the middle, but they don't overlap. So it wasn't possible to secure the middle together. So they did flap a little bit in the night, but it was fine, didn't keep me awake. It did rain when we got there, and we have like the ground carpet thing. Obviously allows water to go through it, but also means water can come up. So we did have nice wet socks and wet feet when we arrived. And so one of the things that we're changing is we're going to get a tarp to go underneath there to make it so we don't get soggy feet. I slept on a little inflatable mattress in a sleeping bag, again with my dog in the crate, in the awning, no problem. Even with the gaps at the top of the awning on the Hero, because obviously it's teardrop shaped, no, even when it was raining, the wind, no problem whatsoever. And I didn't even put the draft excluder on at the bottom because it was raining, everything, and just wanted to get everything set up. All the kit that we bought worked really well. I do separate videos on it, but the table and the chairs and the little kind of pop-up wardrobe thingamajig that we put in the kitchen, there wasn't anything that we brought and took with us that we regret buying. Again, we want again, the ground sheets that we're going to buy. The other thing we're looking at buying that we think might help just with the dog and inconsiderate people situation is a windbreak, so we can better kind of enclose our pitch to stop people just wandering in and dogs just wandering in and kind of blocking things. So we're going to see how our next trip goes, do some measurements and stuff about getting a windbreak that might kind of close off a little bit. And we're also still waiting for our Julka ensuite shower tent. So we didn't use our shower or porta potty or anything, we used the on-site facilities. Cooking was good. So I got the Kadak stove, that all worked really well. Again, just from gas, no problems. Takes a bit of getting used to. Obviously the kitchen galley is quite big, but at the same time the stove takes up a third of it, so you just got to be quite good with the you know, management of space. Obviously you've got to be careful with the grey water, so we just have a bucket. So I may look to get a bigger one if we need it. I've got a collapsible one that all worked fine. I did have a little bit of issues setting up the Isabella kitchen tent for two reasons. One, never done it before. The first time I did it, I put it on inside out, so I have to take it out and take it all off again, and there's no instructions or anything in there. That's one thing that I am noticing. The Thule instructions aren't that great in my opinion. There was no instructions with the Isabella awning, but again, once you've all done it once and worked it out, it's absolutely fine. I'm trying to think if there's any other kind of key things. Yeah, so we cooked on there every day on the kayak and in the kitchen, all fine. Didn't really have to use the lights that much. We did buy these little mosquito LED lights that we hung in the awning and stuff, worked really well and zapped loads of mosquitoes and stuff, because unfortunately the pitch where we were was right near this kind of watery area, so there was mosquitoes and all sorts of stuff around there. The Darchi fire pit and barbecue that I bought worked absolutely brilliantly. You weren't allowed to have any fires there. People were having fires there again, but we had barbecue a couple of nights and it all worked fine. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting the roof tent. I think that would be better, so I don't have to sleep on the floor. Hopefully that'll be here by the end of June, and again there'll be a video coming on that. I got the James Baroud Evasion roof tent. We only had condensation inside one night, and again that was because we hadn't done a good job with the ventilation, but after sorting that out, no problem. So yeah, really looking forward to our next trip. We're just going for 2 nights, so over the weekend, to try some more things out. The Yeti coolers worked really well that we got. Just should have put the ice blocks in the freezer for longer, but again, no problem. So I think that's it. No regrets, everything's working great. I do need to get better at reversing and positioning where I want. I reversed it really nicely and positioned it fantastic, just not where I needed it to be. I needed to be able to move over a little bit. But yeah, so far, no regrets. And yeah, looking forward to the next trip, and hopefully more of these videos will be more detailed and more relevant, as opposed to me just garb along and not really knowing kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you have any questions, please ask them down below in the comments. I'm sure there's things that I haven't thought about. But yeah, it was good. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to this channel and liking the video, and even touching that notification bell. There's going to be more videos coming on the Hero Camper Ranger, my setup, my tips, tricks, things I like, things I don't like, and things to help you, enjoy your camping and stuff with your teardrop or the Hero Ranger or whatever it may be. So thanks very much. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention as well, we used lots of Collapse products. They worked really, really well. I was really impressed with them, and there's going to be videos of those coming in the future. And on, I guess, our partner channel, Spectrum Geeks, is where I'm going to be reviewing some of those products as well.